Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final free hit draft for game week 34. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. What is your team looking like for double game week 34? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, my goalkeeper has actually changed now. I've opted for Pickford instead of Henderson. I've had Henderson all week, and I would like Henderson, but I've already got 3 Crystal Palace outfield players, so I can't unfortunately have Henderson as well. So I've gone with Pickford. I don't like the idea of playing a goalkeeper against other players in my team during a double because it just minimizes your amount of points a player can get. But at the same time, with the goalkeeper, it doesn't necessarily matter as much because they can always get save points and stuff. Plus, they have that Forest at home game, and then obviously, as a Forest fan, we really need to win that game. But I think that'll be a very, very cagey game, to be fair. I know that Everton have just conceded, was it like 5 or 6? But I do think that will be a very cagey game because both teams need to win. Yeah, the Liverpool at home game, that can also be very cagey as well. You know, Liverpool have not been very good going forward lately. I think it's been like over 300 minutes since they scored a goal in open play. So yeah, it might not actually be as bad. And you know, Pickford has had a really good season. As I say, made a couple of errors in that Newcastle game, but overall he's had a very, very good season. And the amount of clean sheets that he's got, to say how far like down they are on the table, obviously with the points deductions and stuff, but he's been playing really well. So yeah, I mean, it's a double game week, so I'm just going to go Pickford regardless. The other options I can really go for are like Sarr or Neto, because I've already got 3 Arsenal, 3 Liverpool players, 3 Palace players, as you'll see later on. But yeah, it's basically between Pickford, Sarr, and Neto, I think, for like double game week goalkeepers. And you know, even though that Sarr has also got 2 home games, he's got Arsenal and Bournemouth, and I have Arsenal and Bournemouth players in my team, so it makes more sense to go for Pickford. Anyway, though, that's going to be my goalkeeper. At the back, we've actually gone double Liverpool defense, and it's just because the attack, I don't feel confident enough going into a double because the minutes are all over the place. I was really hoping that the Atlanta game last night would kind of help me a little bit deciding on my Liverpool players, but it really didn't. Like, Trent started, Darwin got benched. You know, I don't know really what would have happened last night to kind of help me, but I feel like he would have started his strongest 11 to try and get something back in that game, and then Darwin was benched. So does that mean that Darwin's now not part of the strongest 11? Because obviously Trent started, but then obviously Klopp's had some comments about Trent as well, saying that he was very surprised that he was able to start, but he was like blowing by the time that he got subbed off. So they're not exactly positive comments. I'd expect to see a player starting both games to have around them. So that's why I've opted against Trent. I have gone Robertson though instead as a little bit of a differential. Obviously I've gone Van Dijk because he's just the most nailed Liverpool defender, but I think Robertson should be fine to start both as well. He has started the last few in the league. I think he started last night as well. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he obviously started 90 against United, 90 against Palace, and even though that when Trent plays, Robertson doesn't get as forward, I still think that he's not going to be a terrible option to have, really. And again, I just don't really trust the outfield players from Liverpool, barring Salah. So that's why I've gone Robertson and Van Dijk. So yeah, I mean, Robertson might change to Trent last minute. I do have the money in the bank to be able to go for Trent, but as of right now, it is Robertson instead. I mean, we're not really going to get early team news because there's only like 3 games tomorrow, I think, and the first 2 are like Burnley and also Sheffield United or something like that, and obviously Arsenal play later on in the day, but that's at like 7:30, so we're probably not going to get early team news for that. But anyway, it's regardless because Liverpool aren't going to be playing. So yeah, we're going for Robertson and Virgil van Dijk, and then we're also going Ben White as well. A nice little bit of a differential to the other Arsenal defenders, a lot more attacking as well. He has had a couple of early withdrawals, but they're always over 60 minutes, so I'm not really too worried about that. He did obviously start against Bayern Munich, so I do expect him to still be part of the starting 11, or the strongest starting 11 that Arteta have. And obviously Liverpool and Arsenal don't necessarily have anything now to play for apart from the league, so they kind of have to go in all guns blazing. So that's the kind of defense and goalkeeper for my double game week 34 team. I do like it on paper. It looks very, very nice, but yeah, either way, that's what I'm going with. In midfield, we've got Eze, Havertz, Salah, Saka, and Elise as well. So I've got double Arsenal midfield, double Palace midfield, and then Salah in the middle as well. I'm not a massive fan of Salah captaincy this week. He's not necessarily been that good at all. He was apparently dropping really deep last night to get the ball. Obviously, he did score the penalty, but apparently he missed an absolute sitter as well. He just doesn't look himself. I feel like maybe when Klopp goes, he'll go as well, and it's all kind of going wrong. But I mean, Liverpool as a whole don't look as good as they should be. right now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going to go Salah just because it's kind of... It's a double game week. He's on penalties. He has been the best FPL player for, you know, many, many years. And to go against him, I think... I don't necessarily think it's silly, but for me, it's more of a safety thing. Like, I'm ranked 3.5k. If I go against Salah and he does pop off, it's going to absolutely kill my rank because pretty much everybody's going to... Probably not everybody, but he's going to be over 100% owned. I believe like Saka and Eze might be... not Eze, but I think Saka and Salah will probably both be over 100% effective ownership. So it doesn't really matter which one you go with out of those. But yeah, I'd arguably say Salah's got the easier double, even though that Saka does have a home fixture. But either way, I'm going Salah and Saka. Havertz could be Ødegaard. I haven't 100% made my decision about that yet. I just think that Havertz has been a little bit more attacking lately. I still think he's going to play up top instead of Jesus and Ødegaard like just behind, and then like Saka on the wing and stuff. I think like Martinelli could also be like a really good shout, but his minutes are just a little bit up in the air as well, so I'm not really confident going for him. But yeah, him and Robertson are the only two players that I think arguably I might change to like Trent and Ødegaard, but I haven't completely decided that yet. And I've also gone Eze and Elise as well. They're going up against two leaky defenses away from home like West Ham. I know they obviously just drew 1-1 with Leverkusen last night, which was a good result for them, to be fair, because Leverkusen's on fire this season. But obviously they're both at Palace this time, and I just think that now they're back with like all their attackers and stuff, I think they are going to hopefully score quite a few goals. And, you know, Newcastle's away form isn't great, West Ham's away form isn't great, and I know that players like Eze and Elise are a little bit of a injury doubt. I'm just hoping that they can play two fixtures and be okay. Like, I'm not expecting Elise to play 90 in both at all. I expect him to play like maybe 70 in both. I don't actually know what his minutes were recently. Like, he got 67 against Liverpool, so I expect him to get roughly around that against West Ham. Maybe a bit more against Newcastle because it's obviously just building up his fitness again. Whereas Eze is obviously the main kind of Palace attacker that I want because he's on penalties and stuff like that. But yeah, all in all, I don't mind the midfield. You know, it's not too bad. And then up top, we do have Solanke and Mateta as well. So I've gone against Darwin Núñez. Just because his minutes, I don't think he starts both. Now that he didn't start against Atalanta last night, I think he might start one of the double, which, you know, is not something that I really want on a double game week. So it's hard to kind of choose between Arsenal, well, mainly Liverpool, really. There's going to be a bit of rotation, but yeah, that's the kind of forwards that I've gone with. Solanke, he's mainly just there for safety, and then Mateta as well. Like, I think he could come good this week. I mean, triple Palace attack, I never thought I would ever have in my FPL ever, but this week it just works, and I do like the look of this team. I don't think it's necessarily super template, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of people are playing their free hit this week. Obviously, it might seem like that because obviously on Twitter and stuff, a lot of people are playing it, but that's just such a small sample size of the whole of FPL. You know, there's 10 million people playing. Not obviously all now because a lot of people would have given up, but not many people. I think playing your free hit is a massive differential in itself. So yeah, all in all, it's not too bad. Obviously, there's certain players that do scare me a little bit, such as like Foden and Haaland and stuff like that. But at the same time, Haaland asked for that like early withdrawal, so he's not even like guaranteed to start. We'll have to see what happens in the FA Cup, you know, if City play in that, if Haaland plays in that. But he'll probably be fine for the game week. It's just, yeah, that's probably the main player that scares me. But hopefully Mateta can match him in two home fixtures. And Brighton away, I mean, it's not the easiest fixture. Brighton either like concede 4 or just concede nothing and score 4. So you never know. But either way, that's what the team's looking like. And then, of course, the bench is Jose Sarr, who's got Arsenal and Bournemouth at home. Kuna, who's got Arsenal and Bournemouth at home. Nori, who's got Arsenal and Bournemouth at home. And then Zabarnyi as well. Again, I could play Neto instead of Pickford and then just have absolutely no players playing each other in the double. And, you know, I might, but that Villa away fixture doesn't look ideal. And then Wolves away, yeah, they might keep a clean sheet there, but yeah, I think I'm just going to go Pickford, just going to back the 2 home fixtures, and obviously Forest home is a much easier fixture than Villa away and Wolves away, so we're going to do that. But yeah, I think this is probably going to be my final draft. Again, the only players that I might think about changing are Havertz and Robertson to Trent and Ødegaard, but as of right now, this is kind of the draft that I do like. Triple Palace, triple Liverpool, triple Arsenal, a Bournemouth player, and also an Everton player. But let me know your thoughts on this draft. Do you think it's good enough to get a decent green arrow this week, or do you think it might hurt me not having players such as Haaland and stuff? What is your double game week 34 team looking like? Let me know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 50. leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, peace.